Hi, I'm sat in the park at God Manchester, just taking a little bit of time to say hello. The reason I'm talking to you today is because I want to talk about brands, because every single one of us has one, whether we know it or not. But what I want to do first is really just talk about my mum for a little bit, and the reason for that is today is the anniversary of her passing 26 years ago. Now, when I was a boy, my mum was a stickler for making a good impression. She'd always say to you that people judge you on their first impressions of you, so they should always be good. And the reason I say this is that my mum was very on point about who you were and who you should be. We hear about influencers on the internet, we talk about a brand as such, but really deep down a brand is no more than your reputation, who you are, what you stand for. And so we all have our own reputations to uphold, really, and that's what today's vlog is going to be about. Your reputation is everything. It takes a long time to build, and one that can be lost in a flash. In a world where we're hearing of influencers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and elsewhere, brands have now become commonplace. We've heard it in the business world for years, but now it's becoming applied to social media too. So much so that average people hear the word brand and it's starting to give off a negative vibe, which is why it's important that it's equated with reputation. It tells you the truth about brands, how reliable they are, how trustworthy, how likable they are. Businesses will spend hundreds of thousands to push their brand. And so what I'm saying is that reputation is so important. When I was growing up, wherever I went, my mum would always say to me to make sure I was well behaved, was polite and well mannered, and not to forget to say please and thank you, to treat my elders with respect and do as I was told. It sounds old fashioned, doesn't it? Of course, by the time I was a teen, that's exactly what I thought. And that was because I was stupid, like 99% of teens. We weren't grown up like we thought we were still kids. Did I follow my mum's teachings? 95% of the time, because I respected and loved her and my dad. But there were times we all made mistakes. As the years have gone by, particularly when I had my own family, I found myself turning into my parents and realising they'd been right all the time. I suppose I was just lucky. When you think about it, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the toys, the nice cars, the glamorous lifestyles, all that you can have. But without your reputation, you have nothing of value. The way you live your life, the way you act, the way you treat people, they're all things that count. Your morals and your ethics are so important. And the way you live your life tells everyone who you are. Personally, I've done my best over the years to live up to the ideals shared by my parents. Have I always managed to achieve that? Of course not. I'm human. Our reputation, our brand, is the result of our actions. I'd like to think I've got a good reputation, but here's the thing. I can only aim to live my life in a way that I'll get a good one. It's the one thing I and everyone else leaves behind that's of any real value. The goods and chattels of my life may amount to a monetary sum, but your only true value is the person that you become. You don't have to be an influencer or a big business to have a brand. You already have one. The aim should be to build a big one, because your reputation is the most important thing you have after your health. People will judge you on your reputation, and if they don't know you, they'll judge you by what they see and hear about you. Your job is to be happy with the way you conduct yourself in your business and your personal life. And if I've learned one thing in my life, it's that when my head hits the pillow each night, knowing that I've done the best to live my life without causing anyone any problems, makes me feel good about myself. If we do that enough, our brands and our reputation will look after itself. And if you click up there, I'll tell you why showing appreciation works wonders.